So the village of Grande Clairiere, which is southwest of Brandon, was the first foundation of the RNDMs in Manitoba. We were invited by a French priest, Father Guerre. I'm quite sure we were quite helped by the Grey Nuns. And the sisters arrived in 1898. They saw their arrival as a hopeful new beginning, even so they suffered greatly from the extreme cold of the winter. So since this new beginning in Canada, 13 other houses were established in those early years between 1898 and 1914. Primarily, the sisters ministered as educators in these various locales. So in Manitoba, Grande Clairiere was our first. And then Brandon. In 1901, St. Rose du Lac. Also St. Eustache that year. And then Eli, in 1902. Saint Joseph in 1909. In Winnipeg, it would have been St. Edward's in 1909. And then in Saskatchewan, Lac Croche in 1898, and Lebret in 1899, Wolseley in 1904, and then Regina in 1905, and then in Ontario in 1914, Fort Frances. The Sisters of Our Lady of the Missions in Canada, as you know, are part of an international community who live and work in about 20 countries around the world. We are grateful to those who came before us, especially the first peoples of this land, pioneers and our sisters in the faith, on whose shoulders we stand. So I present to you the song On the Shoulders We Stand, and the dancers from Philip Min Parish.
Ones who came before me, I am stronger for their courage, I am wiser for their words, I am lifted by their longing for a fair and brighter future, I am grateful for their vision, for their toiling on this earth.
making music also made art around creation. So it's called The Confluence of All Beings, and Fenella is going to tell us a bit about it before we end this part.
Thank you, Sister Veronica. Well, I'm thrilled to be here and to accompany the beings in the center of the room. Thank you to the sisters for including them in your vision. I'd like to tell you something of the story of All Beings Confluence. The beginnings were directly inspired by the work, in 2010, by the music and lyrics of Carolyn McDade. She's a weaver of words, a composer, social activist and environmentalist. She's inspired and sustained women over many years through her lyrics, through herself. Now I see some faces here of Manitoba women who met regularly to sing her lyrics. As we in Winnipeg in 2010 and onwards were singing Carolyn's music, similar small groups of women were meeting together in cities across Canada and some northern US states. We deepened through that experience before coming together to record what was to become Widening Embrace. In tradition, with previous recordings of Carolyn's music, a collaborative textile piece would accompany the launch. Little did we know what would happen. A seed was planted one February weekend in Saskatchewan in the warmth of Martha Cole's studio. 4 of us met, and this installation had its genesis. Martha, a well-known textile artist, celebrates the planet through work of great beauty and meaning. Out of that weekend in Saskatchewan, 4 panels were created, including blue-green algae, who first provided this planet with oxygen. With no budget, little planning, we painted on recycled shears. That's curtains from second-hand shops. Our houses were filled with second-hand shears. We used wheat paste and acrylics and machine stitching. The vision was nurtured. The beings, human and more than human, began taking on their own life energy. At the Banff studios, women walked through and amongst the beings to get to the recording studios. More beings were created. The beings themselves created community. To demonstrate the interconnectedness of all of life, no being is ever hung alone. From the beginning, a sense of abundance emerged. This very abundance speaks of our universe, now in the hope that walks amongst the fragile. A sense of collaboration also emerged, with many individuals creating panels. It was, after all, a widening embrace. Artists and singers, and those who would never consider themselves as either, it has always been inclusive. So, over 12 years, Martha worked generously and tirelessly with many groups and individuals. Here, you're seeing just 43 panels there are now over 350, each representing a single living being. Each being has its own story. I encourage you to read some of the stories in the books to that side of the installation. The beings have travelled in a suitcase with wings, gone to over 50 venues in Canada, US and beyond. Martha estimates that probably over 20,000 people have seen beings and wandered through them. Sister Gail Wassello from the Green Mountain Monastery in Vermont enables beings to be present at the World Parliament of Religions in Peru, Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, Indonesia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. So they've become very well travelled. Martha has been the keeper of the beings over all these years. Now they're being divided into regional pods. The Manitoba and Saskatchewan beings will form the Prairie Pod. Please know that they can always come back here to Winnipeg at any time if you have ideas how they could be used. So now, as you move forward to refreshments, I invite you to interact with the beings, to touch, yes, to touch, and feel, to look through and around them, and to sense the interconnectedness and sacredness of all of life. Thank you.
you.